Demon1 has had his fun. He's ready to settle down with a real man, a real team that will understand his needs. And that team is Envy, probably the worst situation for him to walk into. Due to internal issues with Inspire, please comment and ask me what those internal issues were. I haven't told any of the hundreds of other people that have asked, but you, for some reason, are special, so please do comment. Inspire is off the roster and Demon1 is back. Now, this was a grave mistake in my opinion on Demon1's part. This roster is not built to win anything. In fact, I have the opinion that this roster will be treated as kind of a punt of a year, a gap year, while they wait for Kainzera and Ion to turn 18 and come be the real team. Despite all of that, Demon1 performed very, very well, and with the rest of Envy just not doing well at all, he did try his absolute best. In this video, we're going to go over how Envy failed Demon1. While Demon1 did everything he could, it still was not enough. Make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to hit 10K by my birthday in like 35 or something days, so hit that subscribe button. It means a ton, and let's get into it. Before we do, though, I just want to ask you guys a quick thought experiment. If you could replace one player on the current Envy roster, who would it be, and who would you replace them with? Comment the answer and your reasoning below, and let's get into it. Now, with Demon1 being on the Astra, it means that someone else is going to take over the role of Sentinel, and that person, in this case, was Rossi. Don't get me wrong, Rossi has played a good amount of games on Killjoy, but this game seemed completely uncomfortable, probably due to the lack of experience recently. Recently, he's been on smokes for Envy, not the Killjoy role, and I think the kind of lack of experience recently has really shown in this game, specifically this round, right? It's a B split for Envy here. They have extra long, and it's a 4-man push through mid to B. Now, with this, as you can see, the caster doing my work for me there, with this, right, they end up going into B, and it ends up being a 4v3 scenario, Demon1 getting the only kill on Envy's side. But I want you to keep this in mind, right? Now, Rossi is looking mid the entire time. He has a molly. He has this, right? He didn't put it on bomb. He's not in a spot to where he can really throw it on bomb. So he's just going to keep this molly into the next round. Now, it would really, really, really suck. He had 2 mollies. He used one for like backside after they already killed the backside player, whatever. But it would really suck if you got in a scenario where EG took a long time to rotate because, I don't know, they had a flank coming in. And then the margin of error was a molly being on bomb or not. That would really suck. Anyways, let's hope that doesn't happen as Demon1 gets pressured by this dart into coming in here. Com doesn't see him at all, by the way, just pure Odin spam. Good game sets for him. But no, time is low. And again, if he had a molly on the spike, they end up winning that. Look at how low time is. Instead, he's just sitting there, kind of accomplishing nothing in the post plant, and dies. Again, I like Rossi. I don't know if I mentioned that. I like him. I do really like him, but the KJ clearly was uncomfortable. He aced off of aim, and if he hadn't, he would have went double negative this map. Not to like hate on the ace or anything, but it was not a good map for Rossi. Demon1 has the same amount of kills as the rest of his team combined, and yet again, I don't even have words for this. Digizin dropped 30 in the next game on Corrode in 18 maps. He had a great series, and he just walks Envy down. They have 3, technically 2, because Extra's playing anti, players holding this, and he gets away without a scratch, right? Demon1 is the one to end up actually dying, but Kesnet is looking at this angle. Both of them just full whiff. Extra looks back. He doesn't hit a shot either. Digizin has a stroll in the park and walks into all of Envy unscathed. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind, Envy called a timeout for this play, which was 4B, let's have an inserted KJ in to come be late. That was the call here. That's the great adaptation that we got. Superman goes 1 for 1 here, and then it's just over. Right? The round is over. There are no smokes because Demon1 got walked down, and then Rossi, for God knows why, he pulls his knife out in a 1v4 to try and catch a timing? On what? Every angle that he could possibly be at is being watched right here. There's no timing to catch. He just pulls his knife out here and dies. Now, things are looking up for Envy. They put 4 rounds together, and EG are on the weirdest half buy you'll ever see, with one guy having an op and another guy having a classic, everyone else with little weapons scattered in between. But while they throw this fake towards the B-bomb site here, they end up breaking the KJ turret using both shocks B-side over through here. It doesn't really matter. EG already have really forward lines, especially here on A main. So they know once Envy start to try and walk down here, they're going to contact into Digizen first here. He will, thankfully for Envy, whiff right there and then come back. But he doesn't die. And even if you're 1 HP, an op is still an op. But the main issue of the round comes down to this main push, right? Right here, Rossi and Poppin just get 2v1 by a Guardian, right? Extra dying is unfortunate, but that can be mitigated, right? 5v4, that's still winnable. What's not winnable is when, again, you get 1v2'd by a guy with a Guardian main. Demon1 gets the call to Superman, and I feel like this was the story of the game. Demon1 would get a kill after 2 or 3 people died, trying desperately to equalize, and then would die. It was just that over and over and over and over again. But this round is over. Now it's 8-4. If Envy can win this pistol round, they have a genuine shot at the game. Unfortunately, they fight out of mid, and within 10 seconds, about half the map is a gap. That is not helped by the fact that, as Demon1 gets his 1, Rossi bought a Sheriff on defense. Listen, I've adapted to the attack Sheriff. I still don't think it's optimal. I think you should have a Molly, but I digress. Defensively, you should not have a Sheriff on pistol round, especially on a map like Pearl. That simply should not be the case. But Rossi did. Let's see what he does with it here in a second. As I said, half the map is a gap, so they're able to walk into A completely free. They have to take this fight mid as well. It's just all around disaster. The fight itself wasn't terrible. It just kind of didn't work out. There was maybe a little bit of baiting going on as well. Demon1 put in a position, as he has so many times this game, hey, can you save the round? Can't. Dies. It looks bad on paper because Poppin kills Digizen there, and he doesn't technically need to over-aggress after that, but he's already committed to the fight, so there's nothing you can do. Rossi's Sheriff does, it works miracles. I love this team. This was just a complete throw of a round by Envy. It's EG's bonus round. Envy need this round if they want a serious chance of getting back into the game, and they just don't have it. See, Kesn is on the forward line on A, but quickly gets forced off with a flash dart combo, and with that, it's just him and Rossi to actually anchor the site. They don't really have an opportunity to. It's the buy round, and they're worried that if they do try and anchor the site, even if they go 1-for-1, they risk just making EG stronger and handing guns over to them. So, it is played as a 5v5 retake, and it's not bad from the side of Envy. The retake, in fact, is pretty good, largely because Demon1 just gets 2, but they also are able to get kills, the rest of Envy, on their own, and it ends up in a 4v2 scenario where they're about to defuse the bomb, right? Extra kills Okeanos, Demon1 kills Calm and Bao, and now 2v4 retake scenario. Demon1 smoked main instead of bomb, which is a decision you could argue. I wouldn't say it's like terrible. I think it was more to isolate angles, but right here, Demon1 with the kill on the Bao. I don't know why it showed up late in the kill feed. And then the suck gets popping off, and Eggster is re-clearing this area. Eggster doesn't know where he's doing the Will Smith meme. Over here, he's left, right. I'm going to move my feet tonight like nobody's watching. And then nobody's going to be watching Envy for the rest of the stage because they've been eliminated after that awful round. I would like to blame my chat for this. Envy started a comeback, and I didn't believe the whole time. I said, this isn't going to work. But the last round, everyone told me, you need to believe. You need to believe. Come on, believe. I said, I will, but they're not going to win. And that was indeed the result here. You can see that Demon1 is opping on Astra. It is a strength of Envy, or at least on paper, that they have 3 players who are pretty good with the op. Demon1, obviously, at least in my mind, being one of the best oppers of all time, just in terms of that consistency, is definitely a plus to the roster. But even with that, he's going to get the first blood. I believe he's only first blood over the entire series, actually. Gets that first blood, and then backs up, goes out, but Calm has Civil, which means it's a guaranteed kill. He killed his own teammate on Corrode with Civil. He will get 1 every time he uses it. And with the Astral Wall coming down as well, it makes it a pretty difficult 4v4 retake here on the side of Envy, even with all the mollies and everything coming out now they're going to have to Euro ult through this wall and try and retake. There's nothing that anyone can do to really stop this plant. Demon1 even gets stunned on the other side of the wall. So Extra sees 3. He doesn't see Astra, but even with him going this far into main, you kind of have to assume that Astra is mid or flanking you guys somehow. So Demon1 gets 1 after Kesnet dies, and this is where it really all comes apart, right? They know Okeanos is here. Extra is calming that Oki's like about to swing you guys, but Kesnet loses the fight anyways. Demon1 gets the trade and then ends up dying to Bao up here, who they also saw and should have been aware of. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all she wrote, right? Rossi, I don't like just crapping on him because I really do like him, but come on, man. Okay, come on, bro. You're double negative. Come on. Extra in 1v3, not able to get it done, and we're going to overtime. Thankfully, not as long as the last Demon1 Pearl overtime. It's 14-14 in overtime, and at first, Envy are posturing towards B here, but that plan quickly gets changed when Digizen gives Eggster a haircut to the dome. Bang! Right there, off of a jump spot. He then TPs over to A, and I'm not saying that Envy are a dumb team. I don't think that's the proper wording. I think that they have a certain style of play, and like it or not, that style of play is tailored towards having Inspire on the roster, right? Demon1's a guy who, he's an elite aimer. He can come and he'll drop a good amount of kills. Like, he'll do what he can. But Inspire is a separate type of player, and I think he also mid-rounded heavily on the attacks. That's just my own personal thoughts. I haven't like watched any Envy comms videos, but their attack looked completely different today, just out of sync, out of sorts. This wall, I would just love to know what the point of this wall was. They're right, if it was to get an insert in, I understand that, but no, he backs up. If it was to fake B, that certainly didn't work, because they realized within 3 seconds, hey, no one came out with the wall. It doesn't pull anyone there. It doesn't do anything. There's no point. He backs up. He's not inserted off it. There's nothing. Okeanos is sitting here. A, he hasn't had a great game, but he's about to make up for it by getting this kill right here. Bang. Sorry. Bang. There we go. Then 3v5, and I mean, the round is effectively over. You have 2 people on A already, one of which has an op, and one of which is Okeanos. Gets that kill onto Rossi, and again, round just over, and then we will enter into the final round here. Envy effectively just should not have lost this round. EG fake A, go over towards B, and Envy are in a great spot. You have an op trained in the smoke. You continue to stall. There's like 30 seconds left. If Eggster stayed right here, I truly think he wins the round. If he, obviously gets level with the smoke or whatever on the left side, but I truly think they win this round. Instead, he does a reposition that fits more with someone who's rifling, right? You don't walk up to smokes when you're opping. Just a kind of general rule. You don't do this, because as he goes for the no scope and then has to TP out, if he just stood here, man, like right here, and was training this line, he gets a kill, gets to TP out, and you have the numbers advantage. And then, with time being so low, who knows what would happen, right? Bomb went down, or started to go down with 9 seconds left on this specific round, right? After Demon1 dies, they try and get Bomb down. Kesna denies plant, right? Here. And then Bomb goes down with like 8 seconds left, right? 7 seconds left, sorry. If he got that kill, who knows what would have happened. Instead, the rest of the team dies, and it's just another, oh, well, Envy lost. Let's see you next year. In conclusion, I am just tired of Demon1 going to terrible teams, top fragging, and then getting blamed for their performance. It happened on Lev. It happened to a lesser extent on NRG. I wouldn't say he was necessarily the best player there. I would say he was on Lev, though. And this is just yet another year of the same thing until I see anything different. I'll be excited to see them in Stage 2 with Kainzera, but for now, that's all we've got. I hope you have a wonderful day. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what video I should do tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.